Okay, once you've set up your fund, and you can only do this once you've set up your fund, so you can check this by going to Funds, Set Up and Manage. Okay, we can see our first fund is set up. Our next step is to add our companies. So the companies are the portfolio companies that the fund has invested in. Now, if your fund invests in fund of funds, then your company, or your portfolio company in this case, would be the fund that you're investing in. Similarly, if you're investing in listed companies or crypto, the portfolio company that you're investing in would be the name of the crypto or the name of the listed stock. In essence, it's just a list of all of the company investments that the fund has invested in. And on the next level down, which we'll cover in a later video, is how do you track the actual cash investments that you've made in each company. So for example, maybe you've invested $1 million day one, and then you invest $1 million a year later, and then you sell some of it down. We'll track that at a third layer down, which is to do with cash flows. For now, we're just adding the companies into the system so we can track them. So there's multiple ways that you can add a company to a fund. You can add it by filling out a form. So let's quickly have a look at what that looks like. So we'll have some fields. We'll select which fund it's in, which reporting currency, and then we've got some fields like background of the deal, a little bit of an overview like the thesis, key events, etc. As we went through when setting up a fund, all of these fields are customizable. So let's go through how to customize those fields now. So let's go back to our company setup. So before we add our first company, if we wanted to change some of the fields that we're actually filling in, let's go over to edit fields, and you can see there's two levels here. We've got the groups, which is the category, and then the next level down, if you wanted to edit some of those fields within that group. So for example, within deal background, we wanted to add a field, or we wanted to remove board seats, or maybe we wanted to change the order so that board seats goes first when we're filling it out, we can do that. But let's say we wanted to maybe delete these two. Let's delete that. Some of them you can't edit or delete because they actually flow through to other parts of the app, like reporting. So I'm going to delete deal source here, and I'm going to add my own. So I'm going to go text field in here, and I'm going to go location of HQ, for example, e.g. New York. Click save. Now when we add the company again and fill out the form, you'll notice a few things. So you'll notice that we've now got HQ location as a field. We've removed the other fields, and also board seat is now first within the deal background category. You can also move around those categories if you prefer. So let's quickly fill this in. So I'm going to invest it in Fund 1. Again, it assigns us automatically a code here, which when uploading data via Excel, etc., you can just say it's company 1 or company 2, etc. I'm going to call this company, let's call it General Widget Company. Okay. We don't need to add an investment date. See how it's grayed out? Because we'll actually pull this data in automatically based on that third level down, the cash flows. So when you make your first investment later on, we'll track the date of that, and that will be your investment date, just so you don't have multiple dates flowing around the app. We'll also ask for your reporting currency. So let's put this one in euros, because I want to show you in a later videos when we go through metrics, you can actually have multi-currency reporting and conversions, etc. So this company is in Europe and collects its data in euros. You can also upload a company logo. I'm not sure I have any pictures available, so let's ignore that. And then from here, we don't have to fill out these fields, like you can make them mandatory. But let's say we want to have 2 out of 3. This one's based in New York, should we say Europe? So let's go Amsterdam. Investor type, let's go lead. Again, you can delete these. You can even disable them for particular companies. So if 9 out of 10 of your portfolio companies you want to track location, but for one of them you don't, you can just turn it off, and then it just won't appear in reports for that particular company. We can also add in the sector. So let's go health tech, perhaps health tech, and location. I accidentally added it twice. So what I'm going to go do is I'm going to save this now. We can come back to that later. We're going to go and edit one of the fields in here. We're going to go edit fields again. And it was in deal background, I think it was. And you'll notice now I've got 2 of these. So I'm actually going to delete this field, which I've added. And if we go back to the company now and we edit it, you'll notice that we only have a single instance of that field. So let's go back and resume editing it over here. Okay, so you'll notice now HQ is in Amsterdam, and business description, we can just put some generic information in there for now. Description, sells widgets in the health industry. acquire competitor, grow into new markets. Recent event could be hired new CEO and CFO. Okay, so let's update that. Okay, excellent. So now we can click on this company and we can view it. So, this is just a very quick summary, and you'll notice all this, the custom fields you've added are here. Or you can also view it in company reports. So if we go to reports, company report, you'll also notice that now when we run this report, we'll be able to look at that particular company and kind of find information about it. So a few things here. So we'll also notice in here that we've got the ability to kind of look through other information about this company. So we can actually track the investments that we've made in this company, and we can actually add new investments. So for example, equity, debt, safe note, etc. So we could add an equity investment here, but we'll cover this in a later video, how to add investments in the company, which is the next level down. You can also see the cash flow for each company, right? So as you add those investments, it will automatically calculate your multiple invested capital, IRR, DPI, etc. And you can also manage a cap table for each company, again, which we'll cover in a different video. And notes, where you can see for each company, you can track things like board meeting notes, etc. Okay, so now we've got our first company set up. I want to go through some of the other ways that you can actually get your companies in here, because sometimes, particularly venture capital funds, they can have a lot of companies. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click, actually, before I go there, there's the three main ways to get a company in the system. So the first is the one I showed you. You can just fill in a form and it'll be added. The second is if you wanted to bulk upload via Excel, what you can do is you can actually click upload, download the template, fill it in, and drag and drop, and all of your companies will appear, including all of the custom fields that you've set up in the earlier step. And we do this by when you click upload, you can download a template like here, click here, and it'll download all of the custom fields you've set up. You can upload that. The final way that you can get companies in the system is via API. So for example, if you've got a Salesforce set up for your CRM, as soon as you add a company into Salesforce and let's say it progresses to deal stage, you could set up an API and actually import that company via Salesforce. So I've actually got mapping over here. So any fields that you've set up in Salesforce, for example, you can actually map those fields to the custom fields you've set up in Fundsheet, so that when you added a company or do an import from Salesforce, all of those fields will be set up and mapped into Fundsheet's custom fields that you've set up. So let's try uploading. So the first thing we can do, and it's the same process, is we can actually export this to Excel, and this will export our existing list of companies, all of the custom fields you've set up, and you can actually fill that in and upload it. The other way is you can click upload and just download the import template, which should be the same as the export. So it should have all the custom fields that you've set up, which you can then fill in and upload. So let's go ahead and try that now. I've downloaded the Excel template from the system, and as you can see, the fields that it provides with you are the same tailored fields that we've set up. So you can bulk upload all of your custom fields in one go. So you can see we're basically just got to fill in these and the name of the company. So let's go ahead. I've already filled one in already, but if we wanted to do a second one at the same time, what we can do is just copy it across, give it a name of a company. So let's go Advanced Warfare Drones, we'll call it. The asset code is the number of the asset, so we just got to increase it by 1. And then for all of these fields down here, we can just fill it in. Right? If you've already got this in Excel, you can just copy it across. Okay, so number of board seats, let's go 4 of 5, 4 of 5, or 1 of 3. Location, let's go California. Investor type, minority. Sector, defense. Description, manufacturers drones. Investment thesis, tailwind of global instability. Recent events, invested in new plant. Okay, so we've now got 2 companies that we want to quickly upload. There's no limit to the number of companies that you can quickly bulk upload. It just depends on your plan in terms of how many companies you can have on the system. So let's go ahead and upload those 2 companies now. So what we're going to do is click upload. We're going to find the template. There it is there. And now it's successfully rendered. And what will happen now is it'll process it, map it to the same codes or fields that you got set up. And now you can see we've now got 3 companies set up. Advanced Warfare, the first one we added. And you can also just go into any of these companies and then, you can view it or you can edit it. And then you can start tracking things like investments, cash flow, etc., which we'll cover in a different video. Okay, great. So now we've set up our funds and we've set up our companies.